you mentioned that this concept of user pain maybe above a threshold. So what's your threshold? Is it different per kind of action, or is it universal in an app? How do you think about it? Is a swipe response different than a button press?
Yeah, well, the first thing I'd say is I wouldn't include, for example, the time that you spend in a swipe in the pane. It's really from the time that the app has a directive to do something to the time that the user gets a response. And obviously there are also instances in which you can hide some of that. A lot of animations and so on are designed, maybe partially to
distract users or keep them busy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're designed maybe partially to be interesting in their own right, but largely to mask a delay somewhere. And so you can sort of get away with measuring frustration as the perceived time rather than the actual time when you're able to respond to it. Yeah. So there's some subtleties in that regard, but I think overall it's fairly constant that if you do something, you sort of want it to happen there without a perceivable delay. You don't want to have the user sitting there going, what happened? Is it dead? Is it dead? Or no? Oh, here it is. Okay, I guess it did it. You want the user to just do something and have it happen and have that be just a natural flow.
So what's acceptable? What's a good target for people out there to go for?
I don't think there's a one-size-fits-all answer to that. I mean, I think that the realities of mobile development are that the network communications are fairly slow. Obviously, you want to keep your connections alive and so on to the extent you can, but you can't always guarantee that you're going to get your optimal 100 millisecond response time that you really like to have. I think it's on that order. 50 to 150 milliseconds is noticeable for people. Yeah. I think above a half a second or a second, it starts getting frustrating. Right now with mobile, we're still at the point of a lot of interactions are frustrating, and we're hoping to make it less frustrating and not so much into the arena of we want everything to be imperceptible. Except when you're doing purely client-side things, then really you can do that. And anything that requires server interactions. That's another architectural thing you want to look at, is how do you make as many of those as possible asynchronous and make sure that there's something that's happening on the screen and the UI isn't non-responsive for a while something is happening and so on. Yeah. So there are a lot of those kinds of considerations in mobile development as well.